Alright, welcome to the next installment of Merry and Pippin's Journey, and in this video we're going to talk about the BBC radio series of Lord of the Rings made in 1981, and I'm just going to get out of range of that waterfall. You probably can't hear it as loudly as I can because I've got the sound turned down. Merry and Pippin are going to head for Entmoot by trying not to get lost. I think we're getting lost there. We're going to head down here. Entmoot, and we're going to get ourselves along the road a little bit towards the storming of Isengard. But what I wanted to talk to you in this video about was Lord of the Rings, the radio series, why it's so good, and how I'll tell you at the end of the video, how you can get yourself a chance to listen to it for almost nothing at all. And you can't beat that, really. You could probably work it out for yourselves, actually, if you do a bit of research. But might as well listen to the video and see, because what I want to do is convince you that a radio dramatization is really worth listening to. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. One is long car journeys. Long car journeys are the perfect time to listen to a radio dramatization. Just because you've got to have your eyes on the road and you can't have any video on. So if you're on your own and driving in the car, I don't think there's anything better you could listen to than the radio series, the BBC radio series of Lord of the Rings. The other thing about radio shows is that as opposed to video, as opposed to the movies, Peter Jackson's movies, for example, where they had to put everything on for you so that you can see it. Because when you're in the movies, you're looking at a screen, you're looking at a depiction of the story, right? Whereas in the radio series, it's really happening in your head. You're imagining the scene. And they don't have to do any special effects. And in some ways, you get much, much closer to your own version of the books because you are creating the scene yourself, and you'd be creating probably the same scenes as you would create from the books in your own mind. Now, I'm a bit aphantasmic, so I don't really see images in my head, but I get a much, much closer... I have a much, much closer relationship with a radio series than I think I do with a movie. A movie, you're always sitting in... you're always aware you're sitting in your living room watching it. Whereas with a radio series or reading a book, of course, you kind of... it's much more like reading a book. You kind of get swallowed up by the story a lot more, the same way you do when you read a book. So I would thoroughly recommend a radio dramatizations as worth listening to. And there is a Hobbit version as well. I'll see if I can find the link to that and put it in the description below as well. So why is it so good? Well, there's a couple of reasons, I think. And... the main one, I think, is, again, characterizations. I think the characterization of Frodo, for me, in the radio series is much, much closer to my idea of Frodo than the one portrayed by Elijah Woods in the movie. And in the radio series, you may already know that Ian Holm plays Frodo, and Ian Holm is the one who plays Bilbo in the movies, so he gets a bit of a connection between the two. But Ian Holm's portrayal of Frodo in the radio series is much more what I expect. I mean, the Hobbits are quintessentially English. It's the entire point of them from Tolkien's point of view. And they have that kind of stiff upper lip, must succeed at all costs, no matter how tough it is, and we're not going to complain. So there's a much more kind of fatalistic and non-poor me kind of attitude from the Hobbits in the radio series, and in fact I think in the movie as well, it's done very well by Sam and by Merry and Pippin in the movies. But for me, I think the kind of portrayal that Elijah Woods gives out is just too non-English. I mean, he does a passable enough English accent. You would say he's closer to England than, say, the wreck of the Titanic. But I mean, for me, it's his character. His character isn't right for English. Now here we are at Entmoot. This is Derndingle, where they hold the Entmoot, and look, it's quick beam. So we've got some Ents up here, and look at this, Ents everywhere. Amazing. We're up to our knees, and we're up to the Ents' knees and Ents. Yes, and what's this? Oh, there's a Huorn. Oh, a friendly Huorn, perhaps. And we got another Ent there. I wonder what he's called. We might find out their names. Is there any more up here? What have we got up here? Oh, we got a sleeping thingy. And so here's our Ents. And there's Quick Beam with the star above his head. A couple of more Ents, you know. So they're here having a bit of a meeting. Now, what else about the radio series? So as I say, I fall more into a radio series, and it gets closer to the book because you're allowed to imagine the story as you would imagine it in the book. The only thing that's distracting you from your own recollection of the books is the voices, and I think the voices were done brilliantly. As I say, in Home, perfect as Frodo. The other name actors, I suppose, that people would have heard of would be Michael Hordern. Now, I don't know if too many people outside of Britain would know much of Michael Hordern, but very, very distinguished actor of the day, and in theatre and on television, and he did a few movies as well, but radio too. And so his portrayal of Gandalf was amazing. I mean, very hard to choose between Michael Hordern and Ian McKellen as Gandalf. Very hard to choose. I think both brilliant. Both were brilliant. Of course, poor old Ian McKellen had to get dolled up in all the gear every time, whereas Michael Hordern just stood in his, probably in shorts and a t-shirt, doing the show through a microphone. And just as effective. This is what I really want you to try and experience this radio show and give it a go. I mean, and you have a real opportunity to do it. And I'm going to tell you about it in just a minute or two. What else? The other name actor that you've all probably come across is John Le Mesurier, who plays Bilbo in the radio series. And his portrayal of Bilbo is sublime. Ian Holm does it brilliantly in the movies as well, but I think that Bilbo's done brilliantly by John Le Mesurier. So, and then all the other actors pretty much are not well known. But if I'm just going to tab out of here and just get some details for you, because I'll leave you with a view of the Ents. There we go. There's an Ent. The video might slow down while we do this though, because my computer is shockingly bad. So if we have a look, so it was written by, I just want to give full credits here because it's such a brilliant show, written by Brian Sibley, adapted by Brian Sibley and Michael Bakewell, and directed by Jane Morgan, Penny Lester. So, and narrated Gerard Murphy. He's actually quite well known on British radio, but otherwise, most of the other characters, Bill Nye plays Sam, and you'll have heard of Bill Nye. He's appeared in quite a few movies. Outside of that, I don't think there's that many. Peter Vaughan is in there. I don't think there's that many actors from Britain that would be well known outside Britain. But as I say, this is an amazing series, and you have the opportunity to take advantage of it. I'm going to put a few links down in my description. A link to the Amazon site, because at the moment Amazon are offering Audible audiobook membership for 99p per month for 3 months. It says plus, and you get a £10 voucher for some reason. I don't know what that is. And I think that allows you to listen to these things for free. But yeah, so it allows you to listen to all three of the series. So I mean, it's released as 3 CDs, and it's in Amazon as 3 CDs. So I'll put a link down below. Make sure you go there. And I just want to check one other thing, because yeah, I'm not sure that the Scarring of the Shire is in this either, but it might be. There might be a bit more of it than there was. Other things are left out. The normal things that are left out are Tom Bombadil and the Barrow Wights. But apart from that, everything's in there. We have, correct to the book, we have Glorfindel rescuing Frodo, as opposed to Arwen. And yes. So anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I wanted to get this video over quick. And these videos actually, at this resolution, are taking a long time to upload. So I'm probably going to stop. Anyway, check out the radio series. You've got an opportunity to do that. There's a deal on at Amazon for the the audiobooks membership, and you can listen to them for almost nothing, practically, and you probably listen to some other good stuff there too. I'll try and find a link to the Hobbit as well, the BBC dramatisation of The Hobbit. And by all means, go there, listen to that, and enjoy. As I said, there's a deal for you. You can do it for nothing, practically. Anyway, see you in the next video. We're going to move from here on to Isengard, hopefully. It might take a couple of trips to get to Isengard, but we're going to enjoy that. Enjoy. Hope you have a good evening. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.